Who would have thought we'd be here again analyzing the lyrics of another one of Dream's songs? I definitely never expected this, yet here we are doing a Mask by Dream lyric analysis. Before we get this video started, just want to remind you guys that everyone who watches my videos is subscribed, so if you're not subscribed, like, that's literally not possible. Anyways, let's start with the first verse.
I wear a mask with a smile for hours at a time. Stare at the ceiling while I hold back what's on my mind.
When Dream talks about wearing a mask, he's not actually talking about the mask that you're thinking of. You're probably thinking of this mask, the one that's in every single Dream fan art. But that's not actually the masks that Dream is singing about, because this song isn't about the Dream that we know. It's actually about the younger Dream, the Dream who went to school and struggled with ADHD. That's who Dream is actually singing about in the song. Unlike with Road Trip, where Dream was mostly singing about his present self, this song is about his past self. And the mask that his past self wore wasn't actually a real physical mask. It's actually a metaphor. Because on the inside, young Dream had lots of internal problems. Problems like depression and ADHD were things that he used to have to deal with on a daily basis, and he might still be struggling with these problems today. So when he says that I wear a mask for hours at a time, he might be saying this from the perspective of his younger self wearing a mask for hours during school, because he would struggle in school, but he would have to pretend that he wasn't struggling, and he would have to just smile his way through everything.
And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. And when they ask me how I'm doing, I say I'm just fine. Fact is, I can never get off of my mattress, and all that they can ask is, why are you so sad, kid?
One of the biggest problems that people with depression have is that they feel alone and they feel like they can't tell anybody about their emotions or their internal problems. Dream is actually directly describing this feeling in the song. He said when people ask him how he's doing, he would just say that he's fine, when really he's not fine. He said that he can't even get off of his mattress, meaning he can't even find the motivation to get out of bed. I'm sure we've all had that feeling where you just wake up and you feel like you can't do anything, like you don't want to do anything, and you just can't even get out of bed. Dream is describing how that feeling has plagued him as a kid, and people would even ask him why he's so sad.
That's what the mask is. That's what the point of the mask is.
Now we're getting into the good part, because this is where Dream actually explains in the song what the point of the mask is. It's a little weird because he says that's what the point of the mask is, and then he explains what the mask is, but I mean, I don't know. It's just the way he says it, so let's just play it.
So you can see I'm trying, you won't see me crying, I'll just keep on smiling, I'm good.
There it is, he explains it. The reason young Dream wears this metaphorical mask is so that you can see that he's still trying to be happy, and he's actually hiding his sadness away behind that mask. This lyric makes the song both really happy and really sad. It's really happy because it shows that despite all those struggles and despite the depression that he's going through, he's still making an effort to be happy, and he's trying to fight those negative emotions. At the same time, it's also really sad because Dream feels like he can't show his real emotions to people, and he can't open up about how he really feels. So this mask that he's talking about isn't this mask. It's a metaphorical mask that he uses to hide his true emotions.
And it just keeps on piling, it's so terrifying, but I keep on smiling, I'm good.
In this lyric, Dream talks about how his negative emotions and his depression are piling up inside of him. He says that this is terrifying, but despite this, he has a smile on his face and he tells people that he's a-okay. And by the way, if you guys ever experience emotions like this, don't bottle them up inside of you. Find someone you can tell them to. Share your experience so that you don't feel like you're alone and that you have to deal with all these emotions on your own.
I've been caring too much for so long, been comparing myself for so long, been wearing a smile for so long, it's real, so long, it's real, so long, it's real.
When Dream says that he's been caring too much and he's been comparing himself too much, he's actually talking about how he's had to deal with these negative emotions for a long time. When he says that he's been caring too much for so long, he's talking about how he's been caring too much about what other people think of him, and he really shouldn't be doing that, but he's been doing that for a long time. And when he says he's been comparing himself for too long, he's actually referencing his depression, because oftentimes people can feel depressed when they compare themselves to others, and it can really make you feel insignificant. And of course, by wearing a smile for so long, he's talking about how how he's had to mask these emotions and he's had this facade of happiness for such a long time. And then he says he's been doing it for so long it's real. Now this is a part of the song that I don't actually know exactly what he's saying. I think there's two different things that he could be saying here. He could be saying that it's real, like these emotions that he's feeling are real, and this mask of happiness that he's been putting on has been so real to him for such a long time. But he could also be saying that because he's been wearing this mask for so long, that fake feeling of happiness is now real to him and he actually does feel happy. Now I don't know what he's actually saying when he says it's real. Like he could be saying either of these two things, and I think it's up for interpretation. I don't know which one he's saying. Which one do you think he's talking about?
Always being judged by a bunch of strange faces. Scared to go outside, haven't seen the light in ages.
When Dream says that he's always being judged by strange faces, he's talking about how he's always being judged by random people that he doesn't even know. This could be a reference to his present self because today he's a superstar and he has tons and tons of fans and also tons of people who are always criticizing him. So Dream could be talking about how the kids at school would always judge him, but he could also be talking about how his massive online presence has brought a lot of negativity. And when Dream says he's scared to go outside and hasn't seen the light in ages, he could just be saying that he's scared to go out into the real world because people are always judging him.
Yeah, I'm okay, but the fact is, I need help, I'm failing all my classes. They think that I need glasses. I just really wish that I could pass this.
Here we are, everyone's favorite part of the song. It's the famous glasses lyric. So in this part of the song, Dream is talking about how he's struggling in school, and obviously the reason he's struggling is because of his ADHD. I talked about this lyric in my last video, how Dream really poured emotion into this part of the song. School was something that he really struggled with, and the fact that his parents or his teachers thought that he needed glasses just added insult to injury. Alright, so that's all the lyrics of the song. The rest of the song is just the chorus, which we've already covered. So yeah, Dream's new song Mask is all about his internal struggles that he experienced, and it's very possible that he still struggles with this now, and that could be why he decided to make this song. So what do you guys think of Dream's song? I highly encourage you guys to leave your own opinions in the comments, because you guys did that in the last video and it was really cool to read what you guys thought. So that about wraps up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.
Lay it down, let me see your hand. Show me what you got. You're always talking, but you're not playing. It doesn't match your face.